All right, guys, I'm gonna have to do a voiceover on this one because the audio turned out really, really badly from the original video that I took here. I did of course, a walkthrough of EVO, and it was live. I had my AirPods on, and I thought, oh, these are fine. They're close to me. They should pick up my voice as I'm talking through all this stuff, and it sure did not. So anyway, we're gonna talk through this. This is the venue map, of course. I'm going to spend some time here pointing out the different areas. I can tell you right now that the green part is Artist Alley. The part there to the left is where the tournament setups are. That's where pretty much all EVO competitions are, all official ones. The ones to the very, very right, which I'm not pointing to right now. I don't even know what am I pointing to. That's the main stage. That's where they're doing interviews and stuff like that. What is that up there? So the pink is the women's bathroom. Blue is men's bathroom. And then over here, where I'm pointing now, is the unofficial kind of BYOB tournaments and things like that. So, and then I think I zoom in on the legend, which gives you if you pause, you can go back and see exactly what is where. So here we're entering the arcade area. These, I believe, were all brought in by folks attending EVO. There may be one or two sponsors that maybe own an arcade or something. You'd almost have to have this many brought in. Unfortunately, CRTs are kind of weird, so you can't really capture them very well with an iPhone camera, which is what I'm using here, unless you have the speed setting all synced up, which I do not. So most of these you're going to see a bunch of wavy stuff all over them. But as you can tell, all these are Japanese sit-down style arcade cabinets. There's a whole bunch of different kinds. They're mostly from the 90s. You have some in Tate or Tate mode, vertical mode for the shooters. But of course, this being EVO, most of them are going to be fighting games. A lot of them are also connected to each other, so you can have versus play with each person having their own monitor, just like Japan. And these are the newer style. These are Vuelix cabs. Those are also from Japan. And pretty much all the Japanese arcades have sit-down cabinets, as opposed to American arcades where it was almost always stand-up cabinets. So here we have some more CRT-based cabinets. You'll probably see everything like Super Turbo, CVS2, Third Strike, all that good stuff from the 90s era. And here are the LCD ones to the left, and that looks like the Street Fighter Alpha. So on this side, I think we start getting into the music games. There's some more fighting games. Of course, it's dominated by fighting games at EVO. But we're going to be getting to the music part of the arcade here. And these are all set on free play. Again, they're mostly brought by attendees. So that's super cool of them to share their cabinets with everyone. And I don't think I've seen this one before. I think I stopped at this one because it was new to me. I hadn't seen this one at all. These are the more commonly known ones, the DDR and Pump It Up machines. Those guys to the left there were, I think, they were the guys maintaining, or at least it looked like it. They had a lot of tools and it looked like they were working. Maybe they were doing mods as well. There's Jubeat there to the left in that cube. Gitadora is another one that I didn't know about. Looks like it's kind of rock band-ish. Japanese, of course. And here we got the racing machines there to the left. Here's Initial D. That's a popular import. Not sure who these guys are. They probably brought a lot of machines with them. I couldn't read the name there. But and these are the traditional arcade style stand-up cabinets, right? These are the ones that most of us in the US remember. The big blue cabinet has Super Turbo in there. But yeah, there's House of the Dead 2. And even though in Japan they were all sit down, when they brought over their arcade cabinets to the US, they tended to go with the stand-up, or US style. This area here, I think I talk about, it's weird that it was abandoned, but I think it was like a VIP area. I might get a quick glimpse of the sign here. Yeah, I think it's VIP. Those things I mistakenly first thought they were like calling stations. There's a lot of international players here at EVO, and I thought maybe they were calling stations. I don't know why I thought that. They're actually water refill stations. EVO had passed out thousands and thousands of these free water bottles with the EVO logo on them, and you could just refill them at these water stations. It was filtered water. It tasted great, nice and cool. Being in the desert, I mean, that was super smart of them and very, honestly, very cool of them to do. So that's one of the main stages. There are various stages across all of EVO. This basically, we're entering the tournament area. This one, I'm not sure, is Dragon. I think it's Dragon Fighter Z or Dragon, whatever it is, Dragon Ball Fighters. I think that's what they're playing there. These are the normal stations. They'll have numbers on top of them. You can see there 87. So if your tournament says you're at table 87, that's where you would go at your appointed time. And you can see that guy was drinking from one of those clear blue water bottles. You're going to see them over and over because they were free. So everybody had them, and it was really smart of them to put those water stations. And that wasn't the only one. There were plenty of water stations strewn all about the area. And this is a very big area, so that was really cool of them. This one to the left, I don't even know what they're playing. Skull Goals, I don't even know. I couldn't tell. It was not something I normally play. I really only play Street Fighter 5, so everything that's not Street Fighter 5, unless it's super obvious, I won't know what it is. I don't really keep up with all the other fighting games. But as you can see, all those tournament tables, tournament setups, they have 4 setups on each station, and each one of them is a pool. So you go there and you play against, 16 players or something like that as a pool. And the goal is to get out of your pool. You have to either get through on the winner's bracket side. The winner of the pool gets out in the winner's bracket, and then there's 2 folks that get out of the loser's side, either the winner of the loser's bracket or the loser of the winner's bracket. They both go through out of pools. I actually got all the way to the loser's bracket, the end of the loser's bracket, but I lost that one, so I just missed getting out of my pool by 1 game, and it was pretty close to it. It was winnable. I just played poorly, which is not surprising because I haven't been putting as much into Street Fighter 5 as I should have, especially if I was coming to a tournament like this. But this is I think I missed it, but to the left of that was a stage for Street Fighter 5. So this is the main stage. This is okay. So this was the RoboCop mirror match between Sonic Fox and I can't quite, somebody's grandpa, funny looking or good looking grandpa or something like that. I can't remember his name. I'm looking at the video right now, but it's kind of shrunk down because I'm doing this recording voiceover, and it's not full screen. It might be readable on, by the time you see this, but it was towards the end of the tournament, so it was pretty hype, and you can see a lot of people watching. I think the one I just saw there, Sonic Fox had won, but ultimately I think the other guy, the British guy, ended up winning that match. But yeah, there's plenty of people watching, and the reason that was played there as opposed to the arena where a lot of the other, well, it's not a lot, but four of the other main games were played, is because they didn't have time, right? They don't have time to put all the games finals in the Michelob Ultra Arena, which is like the big arena where they play like basketball games and boxing matches and whatever. So we couldn't do that. So, well, we couldn't have every game over there. So they just put 4 games. I think they put, what was it? Tekken 7, Strive was the last game. Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 5, of course. What was the other one? Dragon Ball Fighter Z? The Dragon Ball Fighters? That might have been I'm not really sure. It was the first. No, it was King of Fighters. The latest King of Fighters was also on the arena, but it's because it was a new game. But all the other games had their finals probably on that main stage there that we saw, the RoboCop mirror match on Mortal Kombat. That was a Mortal Kombat tournament. Over here we have just more stages and more tournament areas. So, EVO's, when it started, it was very Street Fighter focused, and it still is. Street Fighter's a big kind of underlying part of EVO, and it's still very prominently featured, but there are so many other games that are represented here. 3D fighters like Tekken, sometimes, depending on the year, Soul Calibur, and then there's stuff, of course, like Mortal Kombat, which is American-based, Skullgirls, lots of different tournaments for different games. So if your game is fairly popular or pretty new, then it's probably going to be at EVO. Smash, if you're wondering, Smash used to be at EVO, but I don't know, they had some kind of falling out and Smash was not invited back. I don't remember the details. I don't know if it was Nintendo or the community or EVO itself, but for whatever reason. Maybe it's because Sony got involved, and I think they are a major player, if not a major owner, if not sole owner. I don't even know of EVO now. So Since Smash is on a Nintendo platform, that's probably a reason why it's not there, or maybe Nintendo didn't like that. But in any case, I don't miss Smash. I don't like Smash. I don't really even consider it a real fighting game, and that's a whole other story. But anyway, it wasn't at this EVO. Here I'm showing kind of the close-up of the setup because there's nobody at this tournament setup. You'll see that all the PlayStation 4s that they had were these Star Wars limited edition PlayStation 4s, but I guess they weren't that limited because my guess is because when Sony bought into EVO, they were like, well, we'll supply the equipment, the PlayStations, and I guess they just had so many of these Star Wars PlayStations left over that they're just like, hey, just send them those. So, I mean, as far as the games are concerned, they don't care that it has Star Wars logos on them, but yeah, I'm guessing that the Star Wars PlayStations did not sell well, and they just had a mass of these somewhere in a warehouse, and they're like, oh, we can just use them for EVO. So over here, I think I'm looking at the tournament officials booth. That's where you would check in if you were a TO, and the TOs are very, very important for EVO because there's no way you can have thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I think I zoom in to try to show one of the TOs. They usually, the TO has this, they usually wear these windbreakers, but it was so hot in there, I think he just tied it around his waist. But the TOs are given these windbreakers, these blue windbreakers, and you can see who is the tournament official, and they're the guys running all the brackets. So without them, it would be pretty much impossible to run EVO. So yeah, that boots for the tournament officials. And then I'm starting to look there to the, you can kind of see Artist Alley, and I think I even pointed out up there at the top, said Artist Alley. So this whole area is, as you would expect, places where, or booths where artists are showcasing and selling their artistry or their craftsmanship. So not all of them are just paintings. There's some sculpting, and there's a lot of pixel art made with beads and just all kinds of stuff. T-shirts, hats. You can see all kinds of things in Artist Alley. And of course, again, being EVO, a lot of these are fighting game based, but you will see a lot of also very manga and anime type stuff in here. A lot of very big-breasted women and very muscular half-naked men. So yeah, you can see here there were they even had, I think, Sakura and Karen kind of kissing. So yeah, they have all kinds of stuff. They have male body pillows. I have a Cody body pillow that somebody gave me one year because I played Cody. So yeah, all kinds of stuff in the Artist Alley. Keychains. What do we have here? I don't even know what we're looking at. Looks like just posters and prints and things like that. But yeah, it's all over the place. There's probably going to be something for you. One thing that you're going to like. I know Taylor, who also went with me, one of my best friends, went to EVO. He picked up a cigarette lighter that was modeled after, or not modeled after. It was based on one of the streamers that he frequents and watches, supports. So he picked up a lighter of all things. So they have all kinds of stuff: T-shirts, lighters, wristbands, all kinds of things. Let's see, what are we looking at here? I think we're still in. Is this still Artist Alley? Yeah, it's a pretty big section. And then of course that's the arcade. We went there earlier in the video. I think I'm just gonna turn the corner here. And more artistry, prints and things like that. There's some wall scrolls. Just it's not just one-sided. They may have big-breasted young girls, but they have very muscular young men as well. There's Terry Bogard on the left side. Who's that? Dante on the right, I think. These are body pillows. I think the Cody body pillow that I have is probably there because it looks like the same artist. Yeah, there he is. So that's a Cody body pillow. It's a two-sided pillow. It's actually, if you flip it over, it's the other image. But yeah, it's pretty neat, all the stuff that they have there. What else do we have over here? Just more prints. A column. I think that's like little round pixel art. And more prints. Some of them are quite lewd. I don't know if I captured all of them, but they were very explicit. Okay, so here we finally kind of get out of the Artist Alley. This is the end zone area. This is the PlayStation Sony area. So here they are featuring Street Fighter 6, and you can see kind of in the background there they have TVs. I think those are in-zone TVs, which are gaming-focused televisions, where they have Street Fighter 6 set up. And also you see a bunch of monitors in the background, which most people who play fighting games competitively play on monitors because they have very fast response times and very little input lag. So if you wanted to play Street Fighter 6, that was one of the places you could play at the Sony booth. Had much shorter lines than the actual Street Fighter 6, very specific Capcom Street Fighter 6 area that you'll see later on. Here's some more walls. Oh, no, those are not wall scroll. Those are body pillows. I guess that's a pretty big thing. Those are a lot of different body pillows. Still an artist alley. And these are t-shirts. Most of these are t-shirts, I think. Yep. And you can see the artist alley sign overhead. And some more prints. And some more prints. And some more prints. Yeah, lots of prints. I don't know why I'm featuring that column. What am I looking at? What are you looking at here, Rob? Oh, okay. This area, I don't know what this is. Oh, I think it was set up for, yeah, this is where you could set up if you're a sponsor, you can set up your famous person there and have people line up for signatures. Whoever that was, I guess, either already signed most of the signatures that he was going to sign or just didn't have very many fans. I don't even know who it was. But yeah, that's like a fan signing area. Here are some, I guess, prints, very large wall prints of previous EVOs. The one that I'm featuring there, I think it was 2014. I loved that one. That was amazing. There is, I think that's Ono from Street Fighter 5. Yeah, Street Fighter 4 and 5, I think. He was very prominently featured in marketing for the community for Street Fighter. And I'm not sure who that is holding up his EVO, what's it called, trophy. I think here I was trying to remember Ono's name. I couldn't remember it, so I kept going back to him. I was like, what's his name? What's his name? I even have an autographed poster with him autographing it. I can't remember his name, but obviously I remembered it eventually. What else do we have here? More body pillows and stuff, or is it the same place? I can't even tell anymore. So many body pillows. Okay, probably already featured that. Okay, so there's the in-zone area again. I think I'm just going to walk around. So that little blue part to the right, or kind of in the center now, there was a little kind of mini, I don't know, trivia scavenger hunt survey that you could do on your phone. And if you completed it, the last stop was that little blue booth, and you would get a PlayStation t-shirt. So if you were finished with that, you'd show up there and get your t-shirt. Speaking of t-shirts and stuff, here is the official EVO merchandise booth. They offered tons of different t-shirt designs, some new, some old, some jackets, caps, coffee cups, all kinds of stuff. I ended up picking up a t-shirt. I think that one in the middle there. I don't know if you can notice it's on the top. It's a black one. I usually buy black t-shirts next. Right, just to the right of the white one. Picked out. In fact, I'm featuring it right in the middle. That's the one I picked up. It features the 20th anniversary logo. I really wanted that other black one with the generic EVO logo, but they had sold out of my size. The ones in the white boxes there are clearance items. Usually they're either really, well, that's the one I wanted to pick up. It didn't have my size. That's the one I ended up picking up. I would have bought them both, but they had the other one. The line wasn't too bad here. By the time I got to it, if I had come to this booth, probably first thing when it opened, I would be able to pick up the shirt I wanted, but it's okay. Over here, I think it's just an area where you can just chill. And I think that was the signing area. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even, just like seemed like random stuff set up there. I'm not sure who sponsored that area. But now we're going into the side that has the casuals and the official tournament area. And also here's where you can find, there weren't as many vendors as I thought there were going to be for like hardware and things like that. Most of them were artist vendors, as you saw. Over here is the joystick museum or fight stick museum. I guess joystick, either way. There's some raffles for the Moss stick. So Moss made these American style giant ass controllers for your Super Nintendo or your Super Gun, which a Super Gun was a way to plug in arcade boards to a harness that would allow you to output video to TV. So you would have people who were really, really, really into arcade games like Street Fighter who would buy the arcade board and a Super Gun, which would convert the signal and have some inputs for your joystick, so you can basically play Street Fighter 2 on your home television with the Super Gun. And that's one of the original Moss sticks. I actually have that stick. Somebody gifted it to me one year, and it has there's a Neo Geo AES stick, a classic. Somebody gifted me that Moss stick, and I think it has like PlayStation and Dreamcast inputs. I have that stick too. That's for the Super Nintendo and Genesis. It was released by Capcom for Street Fighter 2 when that first came out. Some of these are that one I also I didn't have the Chun-Li one, but that one's a very famous one too. That was for the Dreamcast and H-Tech stick. That was one of the first ones that I used that was Japanese style. These are some Hori sticks. And I forgot which one that Fighting Edge? I think that may be a Fighting Edge. That's a Mortal Kombat stick. Oh, no, sorry. Duh. That's a Street Fighter stick, it even says in the corner. That's the kind of American style stick. This is a Tekken 5 stick. I remember that one. More PlayStation sticks. That was the granddaddy of the revolution for me anyway. That was the very first Street Fighter 4 Xbox 360 stick that everybody pretty much had, and that started a revolution of fighting sticks. This one is the Mortal Kombat fight stick, and there's another version of that has the traditional, that's probably what I'm saying there, the traditional Mortal Kombat artwork instead of the newer style. And that's a Vuelix stick. So Vuelix is, you may have remembered back at the beginning, there was an arcade, during the arcade setup. I have that actually, that's just a sticker. But Vuelix are the Japanese style versus fighting game cabinets. So basically that Vuelix stick is kind of emulating the cabinet control panel. All right, I think I come around here because there were some dudes on the right that didn't want to bother. So there's some of these in these some fight sticks in these showcases. This one's really cool. I remember this one debuted quite a few years back. That's a flip top, so that you can mod the buttons and sticks. There's a 25th anniversary one, and this one's signed by, I think this one's signed by Ono. Can't really see. No, yeah, it might be Harada and Ono, because Street Fighter versus Tekken, Harada's kind of like the Ono for Tekken. Mortal Kombat stick, that one looks pretty sweet. I don't know if that was ever released or it's a custom one-off. This is a golden stick. You would get one of these for finishing, I think, top 3 in EVO. There are new ones. They're Victrix. Those are Mad Cat sticks. They look okay, but I'm going to show you the Victrix stick, which is what they got this year. There's a Victrix right there. But I'm going to show, there's a T2. That's kind of a combo entry level, but there it is. That's the one that they got this year. A golden Victrix fight stick. And yeah, those are super nice. There's another golden Evo stick. That's a Mad Catz one as well. And I think this might be the last one here. Yeah. And maybe one more in the showcase. Yeah. Oh, that's a KI. Yeah, KI stick, I think. Hard to see. This recording, voiceover recording, obscures quite a bit of the video. So there's a Astro City emulated kind of cabinet, the 2-player cabinet on Sega Astro City was very common for fighting games back in the 90s. There's a cleaning lady cleaning up after us slobs. And I think over here we're going to get to some of the vendors. But I think, yeah, that was Hori to the left. I never got to go back to that booth because he closed it by the time I came back. There's a hitbox area. Hitbox basically makes controllers that are like fight sticks, but instead of a fight stick, they have 4 buttons for the left, right, up, and down. And some folks claim to have an advantage when using hitboxes. I don't particularly care for them. But this is Paradise Shop, so they sell a lot of, as you can tell, a lot of buttons and ball tops and all kinds of things to mod your fight stick. Very popular place to shop online, but they bring a lot of their inventory here to EVO. There's another one you'll see later who's also very popular. All right, so here's the Street Fighter 6 setups. This line was considerably longer, although there were more setups, I feel. But I didn't even play here. I just played at the Sony booth. But there were head-to-head, and some of them, the advantage of this one is you could get one with joysticks. The Sony one, I believe, I didn't see any joysticks over there. I think they were all controllers, which I don't play in a controller, but whatever. At least I got to play Street Fighter 6. But you can see the guy to the left there. Both of those guys have joysticks. And those guys are playing side by side, but some of these are just like, one person per side, I think. Those players are playing side by side too. Maybe they're all two players. But in any case, they're in these kind of custom Street Fighter 6 cabinets, which look really cool. They're just showcasing the 4 announced characters up to that point. Of course, there's Chun-Li and Luke. Luke was the last character of Street Fighter 5. He was deemed as the future of Street Fighter by Capcom, so we expect to see him in future updates to Street Fighter. And then also they have Ryu, of course, and who's the other guy? Jamie, the drunken master fighter. And anyway, there's Luke again. And that was the area. Am I going to go to it? That was an SNK area. They actually had both sides of this booth. Here they're featuring in the showcases replicas of the old style AES boxes where cartridges would come in for the original Advanced Entertainment System from the Neo Geo. But these are, of course, new ones. You can see there's discs there included. But I believe I find there that's the original AES, the home Neo Geo. And those cartridges are massive, and they came in those cool boxes. That's actually a bean joystick, which did not come with the AES. That came with, I think you could get that when the CD version of Neo Geo came out. I don't think it came with it. CD came with its own pad, but during that era, they released that bean-style joystick. And then there's Neo Geo Pocket. And what else do we have here? I think we go back. No, that's it. This is the other side of the Street Fighter 6. There's Luke being featured, Street Fighter 6 booth. So very excited for that next year, sometime in 2023. They haven't announced the date yet. And is this? Oh yeah. So this whole area is SNK. SNK, of course, released King of Fighters, so that was prominently featured as one of the main tournaments. And I'm just starting to walk down here to see other vendors. Don't know Lucid Sound too well. Power A, I do. Power A, to me, Power A makes kind of substandard third-party peripherals and joysticks, but I guess they're trying to up their game by releasing premium versions of their products. But whatever. Good luck to them. Victrix is a maker of peripherals as well, but their stuff tends to be pretty high-end and expensive. I think this one's Arcade Shop. So Arcade Shop is very much like the Paradise Shop from earlier in the video, and as you can see, these guys are way more busy for whatever reason, but they also sell a lot of parts, and they can do mods for your fight stick. Over here, oh, these are vinyl dudes. In my opinion, these guys should have been over there in the artist alley. Maybe they ran out of space, but they basically print a bunch of vinyls and apply them to things. This guy's busy putting vinyls on skateboard decks, as you can see there. Got Street Fighter represented with Chun-Li. And then over here, we have... what is this? Oh, this is the Arc System. So this is Strive, the folks that make Guilty Gear, which is, again, the last game. I think it had the most entrants. We'll see if that keeps up, because games tend to lose their player base after some time. This is the Budweiser Next booth, which I didn't understand how they're the official beer of gaming, as they claim, because... who do you license that from? You could be the official beer of Xbox or official beer of PlayStation. You go to Microsoft or Sony to get that. But how do you just deem yourself the official beer of gaming? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Apparently they gave out tickets for free beer if you're 21 or over at some point. But I don't know. I don't really care for Budweiser anyway. Junk Food Custom Arcade. So I think they had hitbox type stuff. And it was pretty popular. I know they had a sign at some point that said they were sold out of everything. Some dudes came up and they're like, nope, sorry, sold out. You got to buy it online. But I think they're Hitbox. Hitbox is actually a brand. But when you say Hitbox, you're basically talking about a stickless controller. So stickless and padless. It's just all buttons. So buttons for all the, punches and kicks, and also buttons for the movement as well. Here is, these guys are, this was pretty cool. They made like, I don't know, what do you call it? Rugs, I guess. And they were fabric-based artistry. It was pretty cool. I think here we start getting into some of the indie games. Yeah, so there was an indie dev area as well. What am I looking at here? Another column. Victrix, where he went there. Am I lost? I definitely have been through here before. And there's the arcade shop there in Victrix. Maybe I take a closer look at them? Yeah, I do. So that's a Hitbox style Victrix controller. As you can see, the three buttons I'm touching there are left, down, and right, and that the one at the very bottom that you would use your thumb for, like a space bar, where your space bar would be, that would be the jump. So, and that thing is, I think I picked it up. It's pretty weighty. I think it's made of all aluminum. It's pretty solid. So yeah, and this is by contrast, these are the controllers that seem kind of wimpy and cheap. But I don't know. I guess some people like controllers. They have this rubber part that kind of comes off. I don't know. That thing looked, I'll be honest, it kind of looked like trash. But the the bite sticks and the Hitbox style controllers look really good. Level up. I'm not sure what this is here. More column. Cool. All right, what else we got over here? CLG, I think, I'm not sure what they do. I know they sponsor players. I think Brian F., who I think lives in Austin now. A lot of thinking, huh? I think he's sponsored by CLG. Phantom Breakers, another game. I'm not really into these so-called anime games. Not because they're anime, but because their style of play is high execution, lots and lots of long combos, and there are lots of air combos. And to me, I'm just not into those. I'm not into Marvel or Versus games either for the same reason. I like traditional fighting games, Street Fighter mostly. But when you start getting super combo heavy and super air combo heavy, I'm out. I just tune out. So I don't really like those type of games. Gaming Generations. This is more of a general gaming shop. As you can see, they have a lot of plushies and stuff. They will sell some fighting game stuff. But, they have all kinds of things like these little recreations of arcade scenes. So this is the famous EVO moment. Was it 30? Gosh, kid's so famous. 37? It's signed by Justin Wong, signed over Chun-Li, who he was playing in that famous moment that I can't remember. And I'm pretty sure it's 37, but it might not be. I'm be embarrassed if it's not, but that's okay. And then actually, Nicole bought that, and then she found Daigo out in the tournament area, and he signed it over Ken, who he played during that famous moment. So that was really cool. Over here we have more vendors. In zone again is the Sony branded monitors. So I guess you could try them out there, or at the Sony booth. I think this is kind of just like a chill area. Yeah, I didn't really go in this area, so okay. So they also have these headphones. That's right. Headphones and monitors, basically gaming gear made by Sony. They're trying this new brand called InZone. It's a Red Bull area. Never been a fan of Red Bull either. And I think finally okay. So now we're getting to the casuals area. No, is this? Yes. This is the area where a lot of the official tournaments were held. So games that were not picked up by EVO, but still had a very strong fan base, had kind of self-made tournaments, and they were given an area to do so and a stage to do the finals and stuff at too. So that was really cool of EVO. Traditionally, these have been just kind of everybody bringing their own monitors, their own consoles or arcade boards or whatever, and you just carved out an area for yourself somewhere in EVO and you just held a tournament there. But this year they gave them a little bit more officialness to them by giving them an area and a stage. Okay, so these are definitely the indie games. So there you go, developer showcase. So these are games that are, made by small teams, anywhere from 1 to maybe a dozen people. Here's a Jay and Silent Bob game, which I thought was kind of interesting. Got a license for that and have a custom made stick for that. So that was pretty cool. There's some more EVO moments there. And just kind of walking around the developers showcase area. Punch Planet's actually been around a long time. So I guess when I first saw it, man, it was like, I want to say 5 years ago. Taylor had bought a pre-release, or what are they called, alpha or whatever version from Steam, and then we played it a little bit, but I don't know. It seemed okay. I was actually surprised to see it was featured quite a bit at EVO. And again, some more indie games. And again, a column, because I love filming columns. What are they playing here? CVS2? I think they're playing CVS2. So this must be the CVS2 finals. And there's a stage that's been given to the unofficial, official side games, side tournaments. And then I think I'm actually going to eventually get to the area where the casuals are going on. Yeah, over here. I wanted to compete in the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo tournament, but unfortunately I missed the signups. Apparently the signups were weeks later. I had signed up for EVO as an early bird, so I did it way early, and then I didn't check the site until way later, like pretty much the week we were supposed to leave. And between that time, they had signups for all these side fighting games, official signups, and I completely missed it. So I was so used to just showing up and, like I said, just the day of, or pretty much the day of, signing up. But no, I have to remember this for next time. If I want to play any of these side tournaments, I got to sign up way ahead of time. If they do it the same way as they did this year. So you can see those PlayStations came from gaming generations. And you can tell because, well, not only because they say gaming generation on there, but you can tell they're not the Sony ones because they don't have the Star Wars logos all over them. Which I think you see, yeah, those do. So those came from Sony. Yeah, so these guys are enjoying usually older games. You'll see some CRTs here. Oh, here, Super Turbo. This made me sad because I missed that tournament. And there's probably an Undammed. Undammed is a modification for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo arcade boards, so you can play them on standard CRTs. So yeah, damn it. Sad that I missed that tourney. There's some more CRTs. I'm not sure what they're playing there. It has a pretty big crowd. I think I tried to find out. I'm not sure if I was successful. Let's see if we get a peek here at what they're playing. Around these dudes. And do I get to see? Oh, it's Vampire Savior. Yeah, it's probably Vampire Savior too. And that's kind of gotten a resurgence with the fighting collection that just got, or arcade collection, whatever the Capcom called their latest re-release of fighting games. They re-released the Vampire Savior, or also known to us as Darkstalkers collection. And I think we're getting towards the end of this video here. Oh, this is JoJo's. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, some kind of new game was released recently, and we actually flew into Vegas, right? On the way from the airport, we saw 2 different billboards advertising that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, which was kind of a big deal. I know it was, EVO time, but that was probably a lot of money because there were real billboards. Like, who's seeing those? I guess they were targeting us, EVO attendees. But yeah, this is that's the end. Just a bunch of empty space here. So I see there's probably not too long left in this video, maybe another few seconds. But yeah, this was EVO 2022. If you guys didn't make it out, hopefully this kind of showed you what was going on. I know it didn't go into details of many of the booths, but yeah, it was definitely a good time. If you want to check it out next year, I'll probably be there. Let me know. Maybe we'll meet up and see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. Finals Arena. After lots of security. I think we could just go anywhere except for the suites. Check in finals, I think. Losers. Oh, it's the two Pakistani dudes. Gotta get lemonade, popcorn, and cotton candy.
I'm looking at how God is actually becoming a lot of introduction, Daigo, the Beast. Let's get our next player up. Please, Kawono, take the stage. Welcome the murder face, Tokyo! one count. Can you just, kid, please come out here. Get on this stage. Let's bring him out here, Oil King. We got some more energy because I need you to make some noise for Mr. Crimson! And our final player to round out EVO 2022, Street Fighter V Top 8. Let's hear it. This is our Street Fighter V Top 8. Give it to him. Now that the stage is set, let me give this over to our commentators to finish the song. And gentlemen, are you ready for this Top 8?
I'm a little weak. He said, are you ready for Street Fighter V Top 8?
Now that is what I like to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta give yourselves a round of applause. You came here, took time out.
You want to say, EVO? This is the woman of America's asshole. Comes back to break the Philippines defeat. That's the one. It's not done yet. This is game point. Game tournament point. Item!
Do you know what? I feel the roof's gonna come down. I think I know what's gonna happen.
You always say that, Trevor. Just say it, bro.
I ain't gonna say it.
Spill the beans!
I think I'll say what he's saying. If Toronto happens to take this down, boy, it's gonna be insane.
It's the Cartoon Media Kid. Item is different than which one is bringing out his headaches and bringing out which one is for his troubles.
Yes, let's go. Item, another one's part of the flush.
I swear again, he is so careful.
This is getting scary. We gotta get wary.
Away. He's gonna jump up. Oh, there is one. Nice away here, so sorry. Well time. Hang on a minute. Throw. He's still no danger there. He might be able to close this round out. He just has to press a button. He missed it. He missed it. Listen, I'm telling you, he knew Item is spelling, but that's why these counters and these evasion tactics are working. Train.
And when it's still in, standing up the set point, Item.
Oh, that's too sharp of an angle. You can't anti-air line. And now pass it. Get over there.
Hang on. This is the commander, gonna get a full punish here in Kawada, but he has to make it sure it's spray tight and clean. He's trying to run away, Item. He's gonna try to run away.
Stay marching. You're a gun. You're not stunned.
You gotta see one more game, potentially.
He's not dead yet. Don't worry, the party's gonna start in about 5 seconds.
We got one more sequence.
Don't you know? It's not over. This is what's not over.
All right.
We got another game to play.
All right.
We gotta stand the real match.
Let's go. So we doing EVO.
Let's not forget, it's Vegas. It's all or nothing. Make some noise for the final game.
What a drink bottle. That was actually disgusting.
It's low.
So ready.
Oh, these guys are looking for the crash. Oh, what? These guys are scaring me.
I'm afraid I'm ready to play you.
Yeah, we're here.
Get on the ground you go. All right, we say well. Keep it going.
Number 12, Atia. He's going in. I think Kawana's feeling it. That's away. Calm down for 2 seconds. Gets the anti-air chasing down. Doesn't get him on the overhead. Another chase down. There's one.
Here comes Kawano. Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Towards the corner. This is where Kawano is the sharpest. Do not try to
Oh, another counter in with the C4 with the anti-air.
Can he do it?
That's stunned. That should have been stunned. But hang on.
Ready to go.
There's a knee check on inbounds. That's what's going to make the decider. Hailstorm. No players. Oh my word. I can't keep up with this. I cannot keep up with this.
I cannot believe this. It's the last moment here between these two titans. Kawano gets the big strike first against Iron. Dashed up.
Oh, the interruption. Couldn't get Commander.
Wait a minute.
Bishop. Punish. Watch out for it. That's away. He'll jump away there, but he gets caught. Hang on a minute. I don't might be looking for a dash. Overhead. Bishop again. Hang on a minute. He's still got time. So let's go on. The coils on the pole.
It's just about even. I don't have center. Watch out now. From the top, no escape. You get your way.
Kawana's feeling it. He's feeling it. Idol still has a knee to the left. He's still the bar. Hold on. No, don't catch charge. Watch out.
34 seconds, plenty of time.
Oh no. Catch